Hello everyone.
Hello.
Okay, well, I'll keep my eyes on this view of people who want to get in. But we'll go ahead and get started. I feel like it's been forever since I got to talk to everybody, so I'm so glad a good handful of you are here, and hopefully you can just spread the word of anything that was in this meeting. We do have it recorded, though, so we'll send it out via email so people can watch and see what they missed. But we have a big agenda and lots to cover, and then there are, please ask questions related to the topics we're on, and at the end we have a question and answer session for any topics that I did not cover, because I want to make sure we get all of that now. But we are finishing up. This is our last day of conferences, so thank you to everyone who was able to join us for a conference, which is everyone. We love that time of year. We love getting to sit down and talk to the parents and find out from their perspective how things are going, but also share everything we've learned about your child. So thank you for making all of that happen. We have wonderful attendance on conferences, so we appreciate that. But the first, we have, like I said, a lot of things to share with you. We're going to go through some building updates, give you sort of an update on the hiring. We have some special events that are going to happen coming up from now until really the end of the year, but I'm just going to highlight a few of them and then come to our questions and answer section of the meeting. The first part is the updates on the building. This has sort of been a different year for updates. We typically have a very long list of things that we have done in each of the buildings. So I can't say new furnaces and new air conditioners because we've done all of that in the last few years for most of the buildings. So a lot of the big ticket items have already broken down and been repaired. But we did redo at 425 the entrance room. Of course, we have a list of things that we still want to do, but the continual purchase of the cleaning agents, the gloves, all of those things which have doubled in prices for daycares. I think they've also doubled in prices on the shelf at Kroger. Have even been tricky to keep coming. We've had to switch our items a lot of times because they've gotten out of stock or back ordered. So we've had to go to different distributors to make sure we have plenty of that in each of the buildings. We also added air purifiers to all of the classrooms so that we can add one more layer of protection and trying to kill off anything that does get into the building. What else? We have brought in, the David Shaw, the tree guy who cleaned up all the trees at 209 and the backyard of 425, 435 to make sure there are no loose limbs, and purchased rim dividers for 435 and 209 so that we can create smaller zones or different zones in some of our larger classrooms. That 435 having a group of 5 in that whole EDL area, the sensorial in the EDL area was tricky, and a lot of children were missing out on some areas. So just putting those rim dividers in there allowed there to be a group on the tiled area and a group on the carpet area, sensorial and practical life, breaking that up. So that has helped with the zones. In addition to that, updates to the buildings, we have to talk about the staff because there's been staff updates and additional staff hired to help with this whole process. At 209, we hired Hannah at the beginning of the year as an intervention specialist to take on the quiet room. She has moved to a intervention specialist, just moving about the building and helping all of the rooms. And Gara from EDL, a homeroom teacher in that room, along with Kim Hennessy, took over the quiet room. So we made that adjustment. And we added additional high schoolers every day. So we could still have one outside playing and having fun with children, and another one helping to get the cleaning done. Just because of the keeping the zones open, you need additional teachers outside instead of cleaning. So we needed more bodies till the end of the day to help with that. And for 35, we added a new Courtney. So there's a second Courtney on staff, and she works in infants. And that's been a great addition. They've loved having her. We took Mona, who was a teacher at 425 that helped cover them from naps, and to give teachers a little bit of journal time so they can get some of their conference stuff written up and their scrapbook pages done that they do for you all done. She moved over to 435 as a morning teacher. She works all day Monday and half day the rest of the days. And Anita, who has returned to us, she has worked here last year and took off an extended leave for knee surgery. She is back. So she is the second half of that person. So toddlers are now fully staffed. They have the extra high schoolers because we had to use staff for the infants and the toddlers. So they have a plethora of people that go till 6 already in place. But we made sure in hiring, we got more people to go towards the end of the day to help with that cleaning piece. And then for 25, we added additional high schoolers each day. So they also have 2, as well as a new teacher named Caitlin. We will be putting out a memo about who Caitlin is and who Courtney is shortly. And once we get their bios back and a photo from them so you can see who they are. But Caitlin came with a science background and a lot of interest in activity and job with animals, and that truly is her passion. So she is right now training with Katie, as well as the whole building, to learn the whole program at 425, but training with Katie so that when Katie goes on maternity leave in December, mid-December, Caitlin, who goes by Kate, I still have to call her Kate, not Caitlin, goes by Kate, is able to take over the transition room, homeroom at 425. So you'll find out more about her with that memo. So those are our new hires and things we've done for that. Any questions on either one of those areas? Coming off of conferences, I ask all the time. Any questions? Special events. Hopefully you all enjoyed, if you were able to make our Halloween parade. That was our attempt to try to keep the holiday alive for children, knowing that it may look very different at night for the Halloween trick-or-treating. I know when I asked my homeroom, the kindergartners, how many of them were actually going to get to go trick-or-treating. And, it was like 10 out of the 11 said, I'm not going. And one child piped up and said, oh, I'm going trick-or-treating. But when I got him back on Monday, it was like, oh, yeah, we all went trick-or-treating. There were just maybe a few that didn't go anywhere. But hopefully that was fun for everyone. We certainly enjoyed doing it. I know we were slow to get around the block. There were lots of different places we stopped to perform, but it was a lot of fun for us. So hopefully you enjoyed that. But moving into the next holiday, we have Thanksgiving. That too will look a little different for us. We are going to continue to have the parents at 209, families at 209 contribute to the feast, where there will be a sign-up list posted starting November 9th week on the front door. We'll put it out on a chair or something. If we forget one day, please just say, hey, can I have that list? But each family brings in one item and contributes to the feast, so the children can feel like it was truly a gathering and they all brought in something. We will not be able to have them make all of the parts. Usually they snap the green beans and they make the homemade butter and the homemade whipped cream, and they make all of the pumpkin pies. So we will have to miss that part this year, which is very sad. But we will still have some activities for them to do, crafts to do. They're going to make a turkey hat. They're going to make a what they're thankful for centerpiece, some different things that they typically do on that day will all be a part of our plan. The feast does not just stop at 209 though. The pies and a few of the items go to the other buildings. So all of the buildings get to enjoy a feast on Tuesday. We make sure to have that special event on Tuesday because I know sometimes with older siblings, not all of our children show up on Wednesday. So we wanted to make sure nobody missed that. And then we have our next big event that families who have more than one child will remember, or the children who were at 209 last year, is our Elmwood event. And that is where we take Elmwood City Schools, have a lot of children who don't have a parent or don't have some are picked up off the street to go to school. Some don't sleep on mattresses. They don't have blankets. They don't have pillows. We've been working with that school the last, 5 or so years to bring them a tote full of items that are protein packs. We've done pillows, blankets, toothbrushes, toothpaste, coats, hats, and gloves in the past. We are still going to work with Elmwood, but we're going to do it at a different level. We are not going to ask for any money this year for the donation. We are going to use some of the money that came in after the gifts were given last year. We had quite a few contributions that came in late last year. So we're going to use that money to provide on a smaller scale, still a protein bag for those children, hat and gloves, and peanut butter, just different things that are help them get through the holiday. They're also still going to get a game, something fun in their bag. We will continue that. Really a beautiful, beautiful event for 209. And as each of your children make it to that building, they will be a part of that great moment where they have to look outside of themselves and understand that not everybody has what they have at their house. They live differently. So the children, we take all of the stock and we empty out Terry and Al's garage, and we put rows of tables in a big circle or square, and then the children go down the line and they pack up a gift bag for each child at Elmwood, and every single child at Elmwood gets a gift bag. It's about 170 right now, so we will prepare for that. The children put their name tags on it. They knew who the bag is going to. So it will be done on a smaller scale. We will not be going into Elmwood to deliver them this year. Typically our teachers, the teachers from the other building come over and cover the break, and all of our team goes to Elmwood and delivers these gifts to each homeroom and wishes them a happy holiday. This year we will just be dropping off the bags at the office, and the teachers will have to come and get the gift bags for their own homeroom, just to make sure we don't get in their space. So they have a back door that we typically pull up to. We'll just drop them off at that back door outside, and their team will come and get them and distribute them. So still a great event, but it'll look a little different also. Okay. Just a reminder, winter closing is from December 24th to January 1st. We will return on January 4th, that Monday. Fall registration comes out January 8th and is due back January 29th. During that time, we typically have an open house where the children who are at 209, who are will be K age or K ready, can come and hear about the kindergarten program. We will figure out all of those pieces. Certainly we will have a Zoom where I will share our kindergarten program with all families who are interested in finding out about it and answering questions. But we may do a little bit more than that, a little video, something that lets you hear from all the other teachers as to how that classroom adjusts to the kindergarten group. As for the other buildings, their open houses typically happen at the end of April, and you come and you see the building, and then we go through the transition process, which is 2 or 3 weeks with the children. That part may look a little different also. We may break it up into smaller tours. We may just do the whole thing via video and give you all the information via Zoom. So we'll keep you updated on that piece. Summer registrations come out in March, so we'll deal with that at a later date. And see any other events. The one last thing I wanted to bring up, sometimes it's around this time, parents start asking, and again, if you have siblings, you know about this, new parents to Terry's. Sometimes there's a question like, oh, the holidays are coming. We want to do something special for a teacher. Who's organizing that? I want to just remind everybody that ends up being a parent-run program. If you all want to do anything with that, then a parent will need to head that up. In the past, we have done a lot of the legwork for that, and we kind of reflected on it for a moment and thought, what are we doing? We're organizing a gift and picking it up and handing it out and doing everything for that. And it seemed like we were asking for that to happen from the parents. And that's not what it was ever about. We were just started to help out, but then we ended up taking on more. So if you need help, like a distribution list, School Cues has all of those emails on there. There's a directory on there that you can use for those play dates you're not having and all of that other stuff you're not doing right now. But the information's on School Cues if you need it. Okay. And then if you have a certain question or want to know how something's, call us directly. We're welcome to talk about it, but don't look for anything to come out from the office if you want to do something on that. Also, communication. We have done a lot of things to try to help with communication this year. 209 added Class Dojo, and hopefully I've heard good things about it, but hopefully the families are all enjoying that. There are a lot of posts on there each week. 425 decided their route was going to go pick collage, and that meant they were still going to send you a little kind of scrapbook page on your phone with a bunch of pictures in it. And then 435 toddlers and infants felt like they really could just ramp up the texts and phone calls. So moving forward on that conversation, I would love some feedback. I don't know if you just want to put it in the chat or if you want to just take yourself off microphone. All buildings, to let you know the big news, all buildings are looking at going to Class Dojo, so that if you have multiple children, you could navigate that all on one site, and you could see more of the presentations and the materials and the things that are happening in the classroom from each of the buildings. So as we move forward with that, you'll want to put Class Dojo on the app on your phone. It is free. There are different little pop-ups that will ask you right at first, do you want the paid version? You don't. Everything happens on the free version. So when you upload that, make sure you stay with the free version. And Carol Ann in the office and myself and Tricia, we will be working to get those things all organized. They're organized by homeroom. So your class, whoops, I think I lost my chat. Your class will, I don't know about that one. It's been great fun. Love getting the photos every day. Okay. I lost my chat. That's okay. It'll be set up by homeroom, so you can get private messages through it. You can get, no, sorry. Just trying to get our class chat to go back over to the side where it was, our chat box. But so you can get lots of photos, you can download those photos straight from the Class Dojo. And I know from talking to people in the office like Carolyn, who's a grandma and has Trudy at 209, each of the chat windows, there's a photo there. They scroll sideways. So there's 10 pictures in each post. So look for the other post versus just the one you think is there. There's a lot of pictures behind it. But that'll be something fun coming out. As for the part where you guys give a little feedback, how has the communication been going with the door piece, the folders, the pick collages, the clipboards? How's that been going for everybody? Fabulous.
Been good for us.
Good.
I think for the most part, it's been good. The only thing that we've had a challenge with is the materials the kids need to bring from home, like shoes and clothes and things like that. It's hard to check on, are their shoes in bad shape? Do they have the right clothes there? So that's probably the only struggle that we've had.
Yeah, that's a great point you make. Some of our shoes, you know who I'm talking to right now, we've had to throw in the washing machine and start washing them because they do get filthy. There are a few of my kindergartners. So what we'll do on that is let me throw out on each of the group me's at each of the buildings that they check the status of the shoes, that if they're washable to throw them in the wash. But also I noticed some holes in my kindergarten shoes, quite a few holes. So if your child has really holy shoes, we'll send you a message and you can choose to replace them. I noticed a lot of children just replacing them naturally. The child has complained and said, I don't like my shoes anymore. So we have a handful of children at 209 who are just swapping out new pairs of shoes, every now and again. So let me put that on the group me and we'll get you some feedback on that. The clothes should be going home with you if they've been soiled. If you get an outfit home, just assume you need to bring another one in. But I get all of that. That makes sense. We'll see what we can do to help with that. Any other feedback? Anything else that you feel like could be helpful, or any part that you've really liked that's working well? No apps as of right now for 425. We are looking to move towards Class Dojo as well. Okay. I am happy with the communication via phone. I could use just a sentence or two at the door pickup on how his day was as opposed to picking up and going. Yeah. Yes, yes, I agree, totally agree. I wish you could walk in and I could do that for everybody. Sometimes you are truly navigating 5 or 6 parents at a time. Certainly if the door is not busy, hopefully that person can do so. We've tried to put homeroom teachers at the door at the end of the day and at the beginning of the day so that they can give a little bit more feedback. But that is tricky. I know sometimes 209 feels like it has a line waiting. Usually, there's 5 or 6 parents out there, and it's amazing how slow children can be coming in and chatting at the sink and getting their shoes on, and how many times they come and get their shoes on and run right back out to the backyard and forget where they're going. So just navigating them actually getting to the door sometimes is tricky. Another feedback says, I love Class Dojo. It gives me a great summary of the day. So easy to download the pictures of my kids and share with my family. You take great photos. Well, thank you. Everything is doing well. And the teachers and I have noticed a lot of social and academic progress with my kiddo this year. Bravo to all of them for rolling with the punches in 2020. Maybe it's just me and my kids, but I don't get a lot of updates via Dojo except from Taryn or text updates from 435. I maybe get 1 per week, if any. Okay, you should be getting more than that. So let me check that out. That's saying for the children's room at 209 is not getting very many. I'll check that out and see what I can do for that. The charts folders aren't always out for pickup. Is there a certain time they try to set them out by? I know we picked up early on the early side, 4 o'clock. If they're not there, all you need to do is ask, because typically we're coming right off work period at 4 o'clock and we're transitioning to get children into their zones, and nobody has been able to gather everything from each of the rooms and get them out there. So if you are a half day or on Friday, oh my gosh, half the time, half the group gets out on Friday, and then I remember I should have had my folders there. So if you're half day on Friday, or you pick up during the work time or right at the end, just ask for your child's folder. We'd be happy to go get that stuff for you. Otherwise, we try as soon as we get the children outside into their zones, then the cleaners start gathering all the folders and everything and try to get them to the entrance room or outside on the deck at 425, the front porch at 435, and the driveway at 209. Okay. Okay. I think we've got all of those. Seem to scroll down. Okay. Otherwise, we'll keep doing what we're doing. I was really hoping to get off of this shoe thing by now, but with the numbers going up, I don't feel like I can eliminate any of the things we have in place. I think we're going to stay strong. I would recommend, I would hope as we move forward and everybody is working super hard to keep us all safe. We've been so incredibly fortunate so far. And I know that's due to all the efforts you all are making as well to socially distance from other groups, as well as the cleaning and everything we're doing here. But, you know, I feel like the clock is ticking and I'm worried, you know, as the numbers get bigger. So hopefully everybody continues to really make a strong effort to keep us all safe.
Courtney, there's one more comment on there about missing items, coats, shoes, etc. I think our biggest thing is to make sure everything's labeled too.
Yeah, the labeling thing is huge. We have 2 just racks of coats. The 435 building, I can say for every building, 209 should be the best at this, only because we have a better chance that age child can find their coat. The younger children, half the time, don't even know what coat is theirs. 209, a lot of the children can't. Well, I think it was black. And so we're all looking for a black coat. And then you go out and talk to the parents and it was blue and green. So, you know, it's really, really hard to find a coat that your child doesn't know what it looks like and it's not labeled. That is definitely our biggest struggle, going outside every single time. Oh, I didn't bring a coat. Well, you have the storytelling on as well as they don't know what it looks like. So, you know, if they don't want to wear a coat, oh, I didn't bring a coat. And then if they want a coat, sometimes they're borrowing, they take somebody else's jacket. By far, you all coming into the building and finding your coat was what made that system happen. So until we can get you guys back into the building, I can't promise anything on the coats. We've tried to stop having them hang them up so much and just take them to the room that you're working on. If you got your coat on your body, just bring it to the room you're working on. That way, when I put you outside at 4 o'clock, it's already on your body. You know, but then they take them outside, they take them off, they leave them out there. You guys arrive, they come in, they got to go back out and get it. You know, so coats are a pain in the rump. I agree. I apologize. I'm not sure how much more we can do other than, yeah.
Unfortunately, it sounds like some of these items that were mentioned were already labeled, phone number and everything included, and children are also going home with 2 left shoes instead of 1 of each. I think that's more 425. They have just a generic shelf with all the shoes on them, so they have to go and pick their own shoes. So unfortunately, it's the child picking the 2 wrong shoes, and maybe we can just keep a closer eye on that.
Anything on that, Tricia?
They have them separated.
By homeroom.
Yes. But
Yeah. And that would have to be 2 pairs of shoes that match, I would hope.
Yes, there are some children that have
The same shoes. Yeah.
So that's where it becomes a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
But I'll send a memo out.
Yeah. I can't, I'm on that. I know how painful that door can be. I like it, but there's a lot you're responsible for in a quick second, and stopping and helping a child find a coat that they don't always know is theirs is very tricky. So unfortunately, we will keep trying. There are moments when if there's nobody there, I just want to say to the parent, go in and find it. Just go find it. But I haven't. I've been trying to be good. But that.
And Courtney, I should also clarify, right? Because sometimes things don't come through in the written word quite right. I think more importantly than anything is because we as parents can't do our part in this right now, by like, exactly like you said, when we can come in the room, we can go hunt for that coat as individuals. But if we can just kind of keep an eye out for each other as parents, right? Because we ended up with no Halloween coat, even though we emailed through the distribution list the entire group, right? My little guy had coat with, high waters on his arms. So, and it had my phone number in it and everything like that. So we can just kind of watch out for each other too. That'd be awesome.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I know, you'll go out, my K's are like, I have a black coat and it has white right here. And I'm like, I have checked every coat rack and it's not here. And I watched you walk in with it this morning. Go out and check everybody in the backyard, but stay away from them. But go see who grabbed your coat and is wearing it right now. I mean, that happened on regular days. The only difference was, like you said, you came in and you could help us find it at the end of the day.
Exactly. And like I said, you guys are rocking it. I mean, you guys are doing everything you can to manage this mayhem, but we as parents got to look out for each other too, right? Make sure your kid has, and if you find your kid doesn't have the right coat, try to reach out and make an effort to reconnect it, more than anything.
Yep, bring it back. Give it to them at least in the morning. Good idea. Can you take a photo at the end of the week for unclaimed items and parents can claim? Yeah, we could. There are many children, and I know 425 has some families doing this too. And I can't say I know the items, so I'm not very good at this, but there are numerous families that have a sweatshirt or a coat that they leave at school, and then they have a coat that they wear to and from school. So that whole line of coats and sweatshirts that I still have every weekend on my thing, I have no idea who they belong to. And the parents may say they want to leave them there, but we could try that occasionally when it seems overwhelming. Take a picture and say, okay, could we claim some of these things and move them out if you don't need them here? That's a good idea. Okay. Okay. Well, I got everything on my agenda. How about you all? Anything you wanted to come and talk about at this meeting you were hoping would get addressed? I see you all. You're clicking your unmute button. Otherwise, you're just saying, nope, we're good.
Just want to say thanks for making it work.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Courtney, I wanted to express thank you so much for doing the Halloween show. I think that was really awesome that you guys kept on doing that. I'm glad to hear that we can still have Thanksgiving with the kids. I'm hoping, like, please let me know if there's anything I can do with 425. I really applaud you guys for all your hard work with getting the air purifiers to make the kids safe. Like, that's really awesome and really appreciate it. So thank you.
Good. Well, thank you. Thank you. We do love what we do, and we are so excited to be full-time, open all the time, and have our buildings full. So we're very thankful every day that we are where we are. Thank you for all the kind words too on the chat. I hope those don't disappear quickly afterwards so I can read them all. But thank you everybody for coming. If you think of anything, shoot me a text or something. I'll put my phone number in there again. I try to put that in there every time. So if people don't have me in the system yet, oh, that says private. Let me get that off private. There you go, 513. So that's in there. Have a super weekend. It's Friday. I don't know if everybody's processed that. I usually don't process it till the end of the day or somebody reminds me it's Friday, but it is Friday. So have a super weekend and thank you all for coming.
Thanks, Courtney.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.